What is going on, everybody? It's Izzy Williams. Back at it with another video. And today, welcome to my final monthly check of 2025, even though we're recording this on 2026. And it is my December 2025 monthly check. But before we get to the actual beginning of the video itself, guys, if you do not know what my monthly check is, it is where I rank every single new release film and film that I've never seen before that everybody else has seen, and rank them from the worst to the best. And then after that, we followed up with my overhaul, which is the new stuff that I got this month, which I got a crap load because Christmas happened recently. And then as well, I do show off the new pictures that I have on my ceiling as well, which I do have one. But also don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, also maybe I'll be too powerful, and I recommend the video to more people, and maybe they could join. And do feel free to comment your monthly checks down below. With that being said, guys, it's going to. And as well, I would just like to point out too, I posted a short about this not too long ago, but I did really want to see Anaconda and Marty Supreme, but unfortunately didn't get around to it because something unfortunately happened in the family where I wasn't able to see it. So hopefully you all understand. So I'll probably just wait until those come out on physical media form. But anyways, let's get cracking with this ranking, shall we? And I saw a total of 25 movies last month, which is absolutely crazy. All right. And keep in mind, the majority of movies as well are going to be movies that I watched in my 25 days of reviewing Christmas movies as well, so keep that in mind. But my number 25 for my least favorite movie that I saw last month was SpongeBob: The Search for SquarePants. Now, I want to make this very clear here, too. I actually don't think any of the movies I have on this list are actually bad. So, and my number 25, SpongeBob: The Search for SquarePants, I just thought it was okay. Like, there's nothing really about it that I loved, but I thought it was fine. Like, I didn't hate it. I think the animation itself is decent. I still miss the old SpongeBob animation, but whatever. And I did really enjoy Mark Hamill as the Flying Dutchman, but everything else about the movie, it's okay. 24, I have Oh What Fun. Pretty much on the same enjoyment value as SpongeBob: The Search for SquarePants, really, where I think this one's okay too, but I think I would much rather rewatch this compared to SpongeBob: Search for SquarePants, where it's a Amazon Prime original, I believe. Has Michelle Pfeiffer in it. It also has a couple other actors you might recognize. Chloe Grace Moretz is in here. Dennis Leary's here in here too. And then there's also a couple other actors you might realize too. However, oh wait, I just found another thing to add to my file there. Anyways, yeah, it was okay, but it goes through the Christmas movie tropes quite a lot, so that you've seen before already. So there's nothing really to say about it other than it's fine, it's watchable, it's okay. 23, I have My Secret Santa, which was a straight to Netflix Christmas film that released this last month. And I had very low expectations going in, and you know what? I actually liked it. So from here on up, I like these movies now. So My Secret Santa was a big surprise because I was expecting to hate it because most straight-to-Netflix films nowadays are not that great. There's some exceptions here and there, like K-Pop Demon Hunters this year, but I was going like, oh, this is going to suck, and I'll probably forget about it. And, you know, it was better than I was expecting it to be, where the essential premise you have in here is there's this mom that's trying to afford presents, and then like she has this guy that has a big crush on her, so she tries to find a job where she ends up becoming a Santa Claus, essentially, or dressing up as a Santa Claus. So yeah, it was fine. It was like essentially Mrs. Doubtfire, but like the reverse situation, but a Christmas movie. So overall, liked it. 22, I have Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Last Straw, which is the newest animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie that released on Disney Plus last month. And it was fine too. I didn't hate it. I think it was better than the other Diary of a Wimpy Kid animated movies I watched, but still not as great as the original movies with like everybody in there, Steve Zahn and whatever. Where essentially this just blends like three different stories into one, where it blends elements of the first film while also blending some elements of Roderick Rules, and the majority of elements being blended in here, Diary of Wimpy Kid Dog Days. So they essentially just blended all three of those together. Where I do think that the father and son dynamic that you had in here actually was pretty funny, because it's pretty much, it's not exactly, but it did remind me a lot of my relationship with my dad. So I thought it was pretty funny. So yeah, I'll go 22. I liked it. 21, I have Prancer. So this is actually a film along the lines of like E.T. / Iron Giant, where you have Prancer, the reindeer, in the position of the Iron Giant in E.T., where it's trying to hide away from all certain humans until this little girl finds it and basically becomes friends with it and trying to make sure it goes back to the North Pole. Where, yes, we've seen it done before many, many times, but this one was fine, but it's the lesser of those sort of movies. 20, I have Fat Man. So this is a action movie that came out in 2020, actually, with Mel Gibson, where he plays Santa Claus, and he has a bounty hunter sent on him, played by Walton Goggins, that this little kid, this rich kid, sent to kill him because Santa Claus gave him coal this year. So yeah, it was a fun enough action movie, but I do think that they took way too long to get to the actual final fight between Walton Goggins' character and Santa Claus, where I was going like, they should really build out this rivalry a little bit more, shouldn't they? But oh well. 19, probably a hot take, because I seem to not enjoy this movie as much as other people while still liking it, and that is The Housemaid. So this is the newest thriller with Sydney Sweeney and Brandon Sklenar. I forgot what the actress's name was, but she was in Jennifer's Body. I completely forgot what her name was. But I do admit I went in with very low expectations, because the trailer seemed like it was actually going to be bad. And you know what? It wasn't actually that bad. I do admit the script in here was pretty bad, like, early on, and the acting was, like, turned up to 11. But other than that, I had a good time, and I did enjoy the chaotic final act of the movie. 18, I have Song Blue, which is actually based on a true story, I believe, which is kind of crazy, where it's based off these impersonators of, not Johnny Cash, no, I forgot what the guy's name was, but he sings Sweet Caroline, where they end up, singing a bunch of his songs, and, kind of making a living for themselves, where it was interesting, and Hugh Jackman delivered a really good performance in it, but yeah, overall, I just thought it was solid. 17, probably another hot take on here for the opposite reasons, A Housemaid, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the first film as well. I don't think this is as good as the first film, but I still really did enjoy it. I thought all the Easter eggs and references for the fans were really cool. I liked the marionette in here. I thought they did a good job at making her very creepy in this. I think that the animatronics still look great. I do think overall as a whole, I didn't like how the movie ended, and the movie itself did have a really bad script. But other than that, I still did really like this movie, just not on the level of the first film. 16, I have Ella McKay. So this is a confusing one to talk about. So where you have, I don't know, I'm going to be saying that a lot, guys, because it's late at night. But it has this woman who's married or whatever, and she ends up getting promoted to being actually the secretary, I think, of, I don't know where it is, but essentially she's like governor now. Where there were some good performances in it. It also has Jamie Lee Curtis in here as her aunt, where she did really good. Yeah, it was overall solid. 15, I have probably another hot take on this, but I have Avatar Fire and Ash. This for me was the weakest out of the Avatar movies, but I still overall thought it was a good movie. It's just, I don't think it holds a candle to the other two, just simply because it basically does the same thing over again that Way of Water does, especially. And then they do even some moments that the first film did, so... but I did really dig the Fire Clan that you had added in here, and so, of course, some of the characters I still think are great too. So, I still I still don't think it needs to be 3 hours long, but still really liked it. 14, I have TMNT Chrome Alone 2 Lost in New Jersey, which probably this is one that people are going to go like, that doesn't count as a movie, but anyways, I'll count it. It was the short mini movie that played before SpongeBob The Search for SquarePants, and overall as a whole, I enjoyed it more than SpongeBob The Search for SquarePants, but I still do wished that there was a TMNT full-length film since TMNT Mutant Mayhem, but oh well. But still really liked it. 13, I have Silent Night, Deadly Night, the one that came out specifically last month, where I never had watched the original film before, so basically went in just watching it as someone who's ready to see what the remake is. And the remake itself was interesting take upon the original film, where this time around it's like blending Venom, Frailty, and aspects of Dexter in there too. That I thought that was really interesting how they did that here. Rowan Campbell as Billy, I think, is was actually really good in this. There were some really solid kills too. I do wish there was more of them, but yeah, overall as a Killer Santa movie, I thought it was really fun. So I'll put it at number 13. 12, I have 8-Bit Christmas. This was a surprise to me. I always saw this movie advertised, but never was able to see it until recently. And it was a solid little Christmas movie. It does do a lot of the same things that A Christmas Story did, where essentially it's a remake of that. But I still thought it was good, and Neil Patrick Harris was funny in it, so I'll put it there. 11, I have Late Night with the Devil. So this is a movie that I missed out on last year, where you essentially have... what's that guy's name? Dang it, where's the disc? Hold on. David Dastmalchian, I think that's what his name is. I know his last name, but I'm trying to find out what his, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. David Dastmalchian, I think, right? Okay, whatever. Yeah, David Dastmalchian. That's what I think his name is. But he is essentially a TV host along the lines of Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Carson, and he is competing with Jimmy Carson around this time frame, and his ratings are dropping by quite a significant amount, so he has to come up with something that will make his views go up, and he ends up having bringing on this person that's supposedly possessed that he and this other person don't believe. And it's a Halloween special, and they end up finding out that they were absolutely wrong. So, and madness goes on from there. It was overall a really interesting movie. Of course, there was a lot of controversy when this officially got the full-length release, I believe, because people found out it was like something was done by AI, which that didn't really bother me, but yeah, I thought it was really good. The performances were good. I just think that the final acts of the movie was the weakest part of the film. CGI didn't look good a couple of times, but overall as a whole, really solid. I enjoyed it. And my dad even liked it, which I was surprised by. 10, I have Night Before Christmas in Cartoon Town. Someone actually recommended me this in the comment section to watch it in my 25 days of reviewing Christmas movies, so I said, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And, it was a solid little animated movie, where essentially it blends fairy tales with Christmas in there, so I thought that was, yeah, solid. Number 9, I have Jay Kelly. So this is an Oscar type movie that went straight to Netflix. So it piqued my interest, so I went in and saw it. And yeah, it was really good. It's essentially about aging actors in Hollywood, where you have George Clooney in here playing the particular celebrity called Jay Kelly, and then he also has his manager, Adam Sandler, which both of them two are the reason to watch this for. Their performances are great. The overall movie as a whole did feel slow, but still, I thought it was really good. Number 8, I have Together. Together was a movie I missed out on this year, and I really wanted to see before the end of the year to make sure to add it to my list, which luckily I was able to do. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that the final act does end in a way that I didn't think was all that satisfying, but I still thought it was really good. Of course, Dave Franco and Alison Brie, I think that's what his wife's name is. Both of them have really good chemistry in this, as expected, because they're a real-life married couple. There's some very gnarly images with the gore and, like, the body horror elements that definitely made you cringe a little bit. So, yeah, Together I thought was a lot of fun, so I'll put it there. Number 7, I have Violent Night. I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while, where it's essentially Die Hard with Santa Claus, where David Harbour plays Santa Claus. And yeah, it was everything I wanted it to be. It was so much fun. John Leguizamo plays the villain in here, and he's really funny too. So I can't wait for the second movie to come out when it comes out this year. So super excited. 6, I have The Holiday, which is a romantic comedy with Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, and Jack Black in there, where basically Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz essentially are like so they're working for the same company, so they have to actually switch places, kind of, where Kate Winslet is in America and Alison Brie is in the UK, where them two essentially work there instead. And in the process, they end up falling in love with sort of someone, where Kate Winslet ends up starting to fall in love with Jack Black, and then Cameron Diaz ends up starting to fall in love with Jude Law, where both the couples themselves, I thought, had really good chemistry with one another, and overall was a solid little romance movie. I really enjoyed it, where the more and more I watch it, I might even love it even more. I thought it was really good. Number 5, I have Klaus, which was actually an animated movie that came out a couple years ago, of course, about Santa Claus. And yeah, it was really solid too. So, number 4, I have Miracle on 34th Street, the original, the 1947 one. This is a movie that's been in my collection for a very long time, but never watched it until now. And yes, it was a really good, feel-good type movie with a great performance from the main guy that played Santa Claus, where I believe he actually won an Oscar for this back in the day. If that's the case, well-deserved. And yeah. Number 3, I have Snow Bear. So for those who just went, what is that? That is actually an animated movie you can watch on YouTube. It released in November. I wanted to add it to my end of the year list as well. And yeah, it was really good. And the animation looked beautiful. All of it was hand-drawn animation too. And they worked really hard on this. You can certainly tell, where there was some nice emotional moments in there. Yeah, overall, a really cute, short animated film. Number 2, I have Wake Up Dead Man, the newest Knives Out movie. It was my least favorite out of the Knives Out movies, but I still really did enjoy. Well, actually, no. I forgot what my ranking ended up being, but I think actually no. I think Glass Onion was my least favorite, but this isn't as good as Knives Out, but I still thought it was really, really great. There were some fantastic performances in this, mainly by Josh O'Connor in this. I thought he did great. Daniel Craig does amazing too, as he usually does in this franchise, where I want more of these things, so keep them coming. Keep them coming. But my number 1 favorite movie of December that I watched was Hamnet, which was a huge surprise, because going in, I was going like, oh, I'm probably going to be bored with this. And you know, it actually wasn't. It essentially is the story of how Shakespeare came up with the name Hamnet, or Hamlet, my bad, for his actual play. So he ends up naming it because some reason. And I thought it was a very emotional movie. I think for Oscar buzz type movies, the praise is very much warranted with this one. Where I think Jessie Buckley for sure should win Best Actress this year because she delivered a phenomenal performance in this. Paul Mescal, of course, did great too. So yeah, overall, I was very surprised by Hamnet. I thought it was a great movie. So yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the ranking done. Now let's go into my overhaul, which is the new stuff that I got this month. And then we show our pictures that I have on the ceiling, which, like I said, I only have one. But, yeah, let's show all the new things I got. And, of course, I'm going to have a lot because Christmas just happened. But first thing I'll show here, since it's the biggest, I have the Lego Krusty Burger Lego set right there. I still haven't built it yet, but I plan to very, very soon. I was waiting to show that, ironically, to you guys. This is a movie that I don't actually own, but my dad bought it and has it in the collection. It's called Showa, whatever that is. He also did get the Reagan Blu-ray. For some reason, I couldn't find it out there, but yeah, that's in his collection. And the funny story with that one is, I accidentally saw that was in the Amazon cart that was recently ordered not too long ago. I was going like, oh man, please don't tell me that's for me. Because overall as a whole, I didn't hate the film, but I certainly didn't like it either from last year, where I was going like, no, please don't tell me that I'm getting that for Christmas. Yeah, luckily it was actually my dad, so I would have probably still accepted it, and I would have still accepted it anyways, because, you know, it's a Blu-ray, so I'll take it. But my dad ended up getting it instead, so, but again, don't own that one in the collection yet. This is one that I got from the family cabinet because I'm literally out of room for that, that collection right there. So I was going like, please, can I have the upgraded version of this, since 4Ks are less thicker than DVDs. So I got the 4K Spartacus from out there just so it would upgrade. So it would upgrade my DVD of Spartacus so I could have more room in my collection. I got a toiletry bag, so there's that. Interesting, even though I don't travel much, so. These are really cool. I got some Rocky shorts right there. And like, yeah, they look really cool. Actually, on camera, it doesn't look like they would fit me, but I'm excited to try these out. I don't know when I'll wear them in public, but we'll find out. Alright, let's bring out some of these shirts that I got for Christmas as well. I actually got 4 of them, so let me get them here. Oh, my knee just popped. I don't like that. Alright, let's show off my least favorite to favorite, I guess. Alright, so we got it's actually upside down right now. We have a Beetlejuice t-shirt right there. That looks very, very cool with the artwork. I actually like all these shirts. No, actually, no, I wouldn't say that one's my least favorite. This one's probably my least favorite, but I still think it's really cool. It's a Five Nights at Nightmare on Elm Street shirt right there with Freddy Krueger and the claws. That looks really cool. Also got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one here as well. That's what it looks like. Very cool. My second favorite out of the shirts. Actually, that might be my favorite. I don't know. Let me look at this t-shirt again. And then we also have the Killer Clowns from Outer Space t-shirt, which I think is absolutely fun. So, because that movie's a fun movie in its own right. So, I think that's cool. Got this little toy shark. Supposedly, we were supposed to have a race with these, but we never ended up doing so. So, that's pretty funny. I got this is the most recent thing that I got, because 2 family friends came over yesterday, and they gave this to me. So it's Chasing Dogs is a book or whatever, about like Antarctica or something like that, or I don't know where it is, Alaska, something like that. So I'm intrigued to read this for sure. Thank you guys for getting that for me. We also got a new calendar. So, of course, I'm not going to show every picture in this, but But yeah, you can see its calendar. It has multiple different pages and stuff, so there's that. Which I always want a new calendar each and every year, because I like looking at all the new pictures that I made last year. I should pretend I have two candies in my hand right now, but I got a Jawbreaker because I was always curious what one would taste like, so I got it for Christmas. Still have not licked this thing yet. I do think that there's like a bubble gum in between it, so yeah. Along with that, I also did get like some Sour Patch Kids, but they're not here right now because me and my dad ate them already, so it's unfortunate, but oh well. There was this sticker thing right there. I don't know. I think that actually came with the shark. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is this Transformers ornament right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that Transformers sticker right there. I got that. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. I got this SpongeBob themed poster right there for SpongeBob to Search for SquarePants. Alright, now let's get some more movie merch out of the way. We got the Ikran popcorn bucket right there, which this thing was not cheap, but the actual cool thing was we actually got the last one that was in stock, so we got this bad boy. That looks really cool. So another popcorn bucket that I got this month, that if I knew RAMC was selling that, I probably wouldn't have got this one, but oh well. The SpongeBob SquarePants themed popcorn bucket, which, yeah, I should probably save my money for that, for the other one, because the Pandora one was not cheap at all in the slightest. Got Hamnet booklets right there. It came with if you went to see the movie, so like a bunch of different like pictures and stuff right there. We got some books, which I'm not a book reader, but I actually did ask for one of these, and one of these was a huge surprise. So I asked for the It book, actually. So, because I was curious what the actual story was like. I've shown an interest in Stephen King's work, so yeah, got It, the book, even though I watched the movies first. And I also got another clown book, Clown in a Cornfield, which ironically the movie came out this year too. So I'm curious how this differs from the movie. Let's see here. Got two Funko Pops. I got one of Deadshot for the Suicide Squad, and then I also have one of Stain, who's a villain in My Hero Academia right there, so I thought that was cool. Which I have started collecting a lot of Funko Pops as of late, so I'm very glad I got that. I need to speed up because I don't want this video to be long. Avatar Fire and Ash keychain right there, because you went and saw the movie. SpongeBob stickers that came with the SpongeBob poster. Imagine if it came with a popcorn bucket too, that would be fun. And I think this is the last, like, non-physical media thing here. But I've actually been clamoring for this for a while, but the Clementine Walking Dead Season 2 action figure, because I like having a lot of video game stuff in here. So, yes, there's the Clementine action figure, which I'm so glad I have now, because I can finally shut up about that. Wanting that every Christmas. Alright. Now let's talk about some physical media. I got the SummerSlam 2010 Blu-ray, the pay-per-view known for where John Cena buried the Nexus. Just got it because that was like the only wrestling physical media that I saw. The Testament, that was a major voice crack. You guys hear that? The Testament of Sister New Devil, which is an anime, seasons 1 and 2. I just got it because my friends were fans of it, so there's that. Apparently this show has a lot of nudity in it, so okay then. What other stuff did I get? I got Piece by Piece on Blu-ray, which was actually a pretty solid movie last year. I actually did like this quite a bit. I didn't love it, but I did like it a lot. We also got the 4K. Wait, hold on, what's this? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to go, like, from least, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, least, okay. Never Let Go Blu-ray, essentially like Frailty, but from last year where, yeah, it was really good. I liked it. Definitely deserves a rewatch, though, because, like, some of the twists and turns that happen there. Together on 4K, which I already talked about. With a slipcover, too. You love to see it. Young Guns on 4K, which is a movie I haven't seen in a very, very long time. But I'm glad I have it in the collection. Like a Western that has, like, a lot of alumni cast in there, so... now we move on to 4K Steelbooks. We have a crap load of them. First one we got is Late Night with the Devil on 4K Steelbook. I already talked about the movie, but the Steelbook itself is actually really cool. I love the back. The back, it looks really dope. And this was actually $20, which is a pretty decent price for a movie that came out, like, in 2024, which is quite recent, so. I got the Nobody 4K Steelbook. Can't wait to get the second one on 4K Steelbook as well, to have both of these in my collection. But yes, great action movie. I thought I just heard something. Oh well. Point Break on 4K Steelbook, the original film, of course. I have not seen Point Break before, but I'm looking to retcon that when I eventually watch this movie. So expect a review for that in the next in the next few monthly checks or so. We got The Wolfman on 4K Steelbook, the original on 4K Steelbook, which I didn't even know they had a 4K Steelbook for this, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Love the OG Wolfman, and the artwork there especially looks really cool. And I have 2 Wolfman movies on 4K Steelbook right now. That's pretty cool. For what I just said about Late Night with the Devil being pretty cheap for, like, a more recent movie that came out, here's The Long Walk on 4K Steelbook, which was actually $25, which is pretty decent for a 2025 new release. So when I saw that price, I went like, okay, we got to pre-order that immediately, which I'm glad I did, and I rewatched it this month, and yeah, it's definitely in my top 10 movies of the year. Loved it even more the second time around. And then let's show off these 2 bad boys for the finals in the collection, which are probably my biggest purchase, my biggest Christmas presents. Then we got the Superman 4K Steelbook collection. This has all 4 of the Reeves movies. So here's Superman the movie on 4K Steelbook, which I do think actually out of all the Steelbooks, the design probably that might be my... No, I don't know if that's my least favorite. It goes back and forth with 2, but this also has the Richard Donner cut as well, so which I should be watching for the first time this month, so stay tuned for that. My favorite Steelbook, actually, which is pretty crazy because the movie itself is pretty garbage, but we have Superman 3 on 4K Steelbook. This is actually my favorite Steelbook design. And then also Superman 4, for being a crap movie as well, actually has pretty decent Steelbook too. So I got all 4 of those. And then my other huge 4K Steelbook collection that I got is the Transformers 4K Steelbook collection. So this has all of the movies up until Bumblebee. So we'll show off each and every single one of these bad boys, since after all, you know, it isn't a like complete physical media video or anything. Oh my gosh, why are these so hard to get out? Maybe it's just because it's so cold. There we go. Okay. Here's Bumblebee on 4K Steelbook, at my actually my favorite out of all the Transformers movies. So there's that right there. Transformers The Last Knight, crap movie, but cool looking Steelbook right there. Same could also be said about Transformers Age of Extinction on 4K Steelbook right there. Transformers Dark of the Moon, really cool Steelbook for actually a pretty good movie. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which is one that I actually think gets a lot of hate. A lot of too much hate, if I should say. And then Transformers 1, of course, easily one of the best ones of the franchise there, too. So, that is my Steelbook collection. Now, let's put all these back so they don't end up getting broken or anything, because I am a klutz from time to time. And then Bumblebee as well. Get over here. Woo. All right. So, that is my overhaul. Let's show off the picture that I drew. It's hard to see, but there you go. It is Dancing on the Rope, which is one of the first Letterboxd movies to review, so. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is just my December 2025 monthly check. I appreciate every single one of you that have reviewed these, watched these videos over the years. Be sure to stay tuned in for some more monthly checks this year, of course. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace out.